Hello, it's Tania from Tatty's Treasures and thank you for joining me again today. So this is another episode using the embellishments that we've made in previous weeks and putting them on different pieces of ephemera and things. So today we're going to make these little notebooks, what I've just made out of an envelope. Used one of the clusters what we made, and then I've just sewn in some craft paper. Then there's a pocket there, and you could cut the bottom off and have a pocket, yeah, it would be the bottom, and have a pocket in there, or you could even add some little pockets on the back. So that is that, and I've just got them fastened with just a paper clip, and so you could add a bit of ribbon on there or something. So that is that one, and then I've got these frames what we've used, the snippets that we made, and I've just attached them onto a die cut frame. So I've got some with the Wilder Heart paper pack and just some little ones in green and brown. If you don't have a die cut machine, I save all these from packaging and I just cut them down. I either coffee dye them or ink stain them. You could just use the front bit, so cut the back off, or often I use it like that and then it's a pocket. If I use it as a pocket, I will then put some I want to say vellum, but it's not vellum, acetate type of stuff in them, so you can get these all shapes and sizes. So that's another idea. I have also done it cutting a square out and cutting it out with a Stanley blade, or you can poke your scissors right in the middle of the square and then so go in like that and then cut and go around like that. So that is that. Right, where shall we start? We'll do these first because it's quite early here. I've not been up, well, I have been up a while, but I'm still in wake up mode. So we'll just start off easy. So I've just got 2 more snippets and 2 frames. Let me light my candle. That's that. And I'm going to need some ink. And I'm going to use the Fabri-Tac because on these snippets there is all, you know, bits of fabric and stuff like that. So first I'm going to ink around the inside of the frame just to really get rid of any of the white from the cutting of the paper, and obviously to make it look a little bit dingy. So we'll just go all the way around there like so. That's one. Do this one. Say this is double side, so I will have to probably look what side I want. Love that side, but I just think it's a little bit too busy. So I'm going to go on the plainer side. Ew. Forgot where I've been and where I've not been. Let's just go right around the edges. And that's that. Put my lid on. So if you remember, we only stapled these on and I only used one staple. Oh, I have glued that. but there's still parts what will need gluing down. So first I'm going to go in and just glue these bits down. That's it. And won't need to do that because that will be all stuck down anyway. And it's gonna lay about there. So I'll put glue down the middle bit and put plenty on this back part. I'm just gonna go more in the middle, and then I can always just poke in with where I've not got it. So just hold that down a minute. So that is that. Easy peasy. How quick was that? Probably just glue that bit down, and so I'll go, I don't know, I think it went about that tall. I'll just place that on there. Now I will probably just put a little bit of glue on there to stick that down. I don't want them all sticking up and getting caught. So with these pieces, I would either put a picture in the back and then put some card over the back of it and stick it all on so it's like a journal card, or I would put a hinge on down there and have it as a moving part. You could put some acetate over the top, put something inside and then back it with card. You could also have it on quite a plain page, say just a patterned paper. I don't think I've got anything. Say you've got a picture, you know, on the page, you could then just glue it over the top, just to oh dear, I've lost my words. Just to show off the picture. So yeah, that would be what I'd do with those. So that's those two done. That's super quick. And next we're going to make these little booklets. So I've got these lovely envelopes. I think I had them from Amazon, and they are with a flap down just under 8 by 4 3/4, and they're done in like a vintage style, and it's got a script on. So I'm going to fold the flap down and just give that a burnish, and then I'm going to fold this into the crease. Just press it down and then give that a burnish like so. I did think I could put an eyelet in it and you could tie some string around it. I've done that before, but when I did that, I put another piece of card in there just to make it a little bit stronger. Could use some Velcro. I suppose you could put a magnet inside. You could even have a little magnet closure. I have got some magnets somewhere. I must find them out. I did put them away because they just kept obviously sticking on everything. So just burnish this one down. And that's that. So I'll just put my paper clip on a second. And then the pictures that I've got is this lovely squirrel, which I'm gonna just ink around this side because it looks like I've missed that side. So that's that one. And then this one, which I think is a little bit too long, but I kind of like how it comes down. But thinking about it, it will probably go in a pocket, so I will just rip that bottom bit off. So that's that. I'm not going to bother inking around them. I don't think it needs it. So I'm going to centre it up like so. Really don't think it needs anything else behind it because it's already a cluster. And then I'm going to glue it down onto the card what we built the cluster up with. So that's that. Far too much glue came out then. Newfangled. Oh, I love that word. So that is that one. Just leave that to dry a little bit. I don't want to put the flap down because I had the glue explosion. And then that one will go back there. Yep, excuse me. Put plenty of glue on, and I am using the Fabri-Tac because they're not thick, these, but obviously they've got a lot of layers on, and we want it to stick down nicely. I'll just go around and check that everything's stuck down, so nothing's catching. Like so. Let me put my lid on, and then I have cut out some paper. Just thought I'd use craft paper with the woodland thing. So I'm going to put 5 sheets in, and to get the right size of what I wanted, I've just measured. So it's just under 8. So I think I probably did just over 7.5, and then it's about 4 3/4, so I probably would have done them at 4.5. And then I'm just going to fold each one in the middle. Let me just put my glasses on. That's it. So I'll just burnish those down so they lay a little bit flatter. Now the last notebooks we did those with the stapler, and the ones that I've just shown you I did with the machine, because I've done about 10 sheets in the machine, and it seems to handle it quite well. So 5 sheets is easy just to whip up and down. But I will sew these in by hand, because I could probably sew on camera. Like the sewing machine is only, can you see my hand? It is only there. But But yeah, unless anybody wants to see me sew on camera, otherwise I won't bother. Because if I need to sew anything, I could always pause it and come back. And I think now we've all seen people sew on the machine. I'm going to say at first, you know, not a lot of people had done it, so it was quite good to see, because at the time I hadn't ever used a sewing machine. So I did enjoy watching. So I'm going to push the crease right into the crease. I'm just going to use my handy dandy little clips. Just put one at the top and one at the bottom. If you wasn't watching, I wouldn't probably do it with the clips. But everything tends to go wrong when you're filming. So yeah, I didn't think I'd take the chance. So I'm using a wax thread. This is what Dee Dee sent me on them little reels, bless. And normally we measure it out to be in, I think three and a bit, do they say? Which is totally overestimating it. But obviously it's best to have more than less. So I've got this little book, and I'm going to do it where I've ripped quite a chunk out, so it's got quite like a ravine in there, so when I put it inside, it just sits nicely. So I'm going to eyeball the middle, and just press the awl down. So this is a awl, it's a bookmaker's tool. They're really cheap to pick up. And then I'm just going to go, I don't know what, about 1.5 centimetres from the top, and the same at the bottom. You probably can't see what I'm doing. So if you can see, I've got three holes. I should just check that I've gone through, minding my fingers. Yeah, I've gone through like so. And then I've got quite a long needle. It's probably far too thick. I do need a bit of a thinner one, but you want it, you know, quite thick, because obviously this wax thread's quite thick. So I'm going to go through the middle from the inside out, like so. And when I get so far, I'm going to grab this tail, because we don't want to lose that. So I'm still holding the tail as I go back in this side. Oh, and I've just lost my needle. That's it. Like so. You could even put it there, look. Whoa! Like that. Then I'm going to go back through the middle, trying not to get, you know, the needle into the thread. So back through that hole, just pull it a little bit, and then back through from the outside, back in, like so. Let's take my needle off, unclip that. If your strings just tighten up a little bit. And then we'll just tie it off in the middle. So tie it twice, and then just cut off there, like so. And that is it. So like I say, that the needle is a little bit too wide, but it really doesn't matter for a small book. So that's that one. Let's put that on. Yeah. I'm hoping that by keeping that on, it will just start and train it to stay there. But yeah, you could still tie a bit of something round it. So that's that one. Let's do this one. Oh, I need to fold my paper, don't I? Let's do that thing. So 3 1/2. That's that. So get my pages. So using 5 sheets will give us 10 pages, which is 20 sides. So for just a little notebook for keeping little lists or little ideas or quotes. I always keep a little notebook next to the computer because I want to write notes down, but I also, when things pop into my head what I want to look for or things like that, I keep a list at the side of the computer, so when I'm sitting at the computer I can say, right, I need to look at blah blah and blah, because otherwise I sit there thinking, I know there's something I want to look at, and then I'll just start looking on Amazon, and before I know it, I've bought something and I didn't want it, and you know how it goes. Or you start, you know, looking at something and you just then go down a big rabbit hole of looking at stuff that you didn't even want to look at. So keeping a little list is very handy. So I'm just going to put my clips on, put it back into my book. I think I need to redo that. And obviously I probably don't need a hole as big as that, but when you've got bad eyesight, it just makes it so much easier. The worst thing about the sewing machine is obviously when the, you know, when the needles come out and you need to re-thread it. Oh my goodness. I can be there like 10 minutes. So that's that. I've definitely gone through that time. So again, we're going to go through the middle from the inside. Ugh. Go through. We're going to clip it on there. I'm doing that like I've always done that now. There we go. So we've gone in, and now we're going, no, we've gone out, now we're going back in. Like so. Then back through the middle, making sure we don't go through and split the thread. That's that. And then we'll go back through like so. And this is called the 3-hole pamphlet stitch. I've not done a 5-hole because I can't remember. I wouldn't do a 5-hole. Hold on a minute. Yeah, obviously wouldn't do a 5-hole pamphlet stitch on something this small anyway. But yeah, I've never tried one. I can't remember where you go in, where you go out and stuff. So that is that one. Like so. So that was a really quick and easy one. And that just goes to show, once you've made a load of embellishments, it is so easy then to decorate things up, and then you've got ready-made ephemera. And you know, obviously I've done, what did I do, 12 of each, or oh, I can't remember. I think I've done 12 of each. No, 8. anyway. But you know, you could do 4 in one theme, 4 in another theme, or do them completely random, and then you've got a good selection of things to use when you need to. Right, so let's put those back and put my lid on. Put my needle there so I can find it. Do think that's my favourite. Love that squirrel. Nice one. Do love it with the graph paper at the side of it. I think that looks really nice. And a mushroom one. Another mushroom. I think there's a theme here, do you? Another mushroom and a wise old owl. So that's the little booklets. I'm saying these, once I will flatten them, I'll now put them underneath something. So they will be pretty flat. So they'll be fine in a pocket of a journal, or like I say, we all need notebooks at the side of us, computers and phones and all the rest of it. And then we've got us frames, which I'm really excited to use these. I have used a few in some file folders that I've done. I'm thinking which, it was the butterfly ones. So if you do want to see how I've used them, if you go back and look at the file folders for the butterflies, you'll see them in there. But I'm excited to use them in some different ways. So that's me for now. Thank you very much for joining me. I hope, because next time is the last part in the embellishments. And then, oh, who knows? Well, I do, obviously. Yeah, we're going to do some stamping on some book pages. We're going to do some decoupage. We're going to do some, like, collage masterboards. And then, you know, because I'll have all my ephemera made. Well, not all of it. And then we shall make some bases, what we can then make some tags and some envelopes and journal cards, maybe some little covers for little booklets and things like that. So we shall do them, and then we will come back to decorating again. So while you're watching these, I shall be working secretly quietly in a corner, and I shall be getting on with the envelope journals that I'm going to be doing. So hopefully by the time this series reaches the end, I'll also have finished the envelope journals, and then I can give you a flip through of what I've done in those. So again, thanks, and I shall see you Saturday. No, I'll see you tomorrow for the 3-in-1. So 3-in-1. Why do I keep saying that? It's like 2-in-1 shampoo, isn't it? So see you tomorrow. Bye.